Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am a Jen who reads, and this is my November TBR. All right, so I'm not having a very good day today, but I really wanted to make this video. I wanted to show off my November TBR Autumn Bingo game. This is just a printout copy. But like I said, I'm kind of having a junky day. So I'm just sitting in my comfy chair. I've got my Halloween pillow. My dogs are running around. You might hear them. They might knock into the table. I'm not going to pause this because I don't want to edit it. And I want to get it up as soon as I can. So I'm just going to sit here today and talk to you about something that I'm excited about. Sorry, Lilo, get down. Even though I am really not in the best headspace right now. Sometimes being adult sucks. So, a couple of weeks ago, I made a autumn TBR bingo card and I put it on my Etsy shop. There's a video that I'll link in the description that sort of explains everything about it, about what you can do if you want one, what you can do if you want one but you don't want to pay for it. So go ahead and check that out. All the links will be in the description below. But I pretty much made just an autumn themed bingo card, and I think in the future I'm going to make another one. I'm going to make a Christmas one and a winter one. The winter one will be just like this autumn one that I'm going to use. And here is a digital copy of it so you can take a look. This is with all of the books filled out on it. So, but I'm going to use the bingo card for 2 months. So for like a whole season. So this bingo card that I'm using today, I would normally use for 2 months of TBR. But because December's not really fall anymore and I want to use a wintry themed one, this one's going to be just a little bit more jam-packed than it normally would be. But you can use it however you want. And this was really fun to put together. This actually really made me take a look at my very long list of books that have been yelling at me, read me, read me. So anyways, it works just like a regular bingo game. And, you know, you have to make a bingo. But what I did was I filled in as many books as I could think of for these different squares. And instead of deciding now which bingo I'm going to get, because some of them, like Cozy Town, was left empty, I'm going to just kind of do it as I go. And then when I do my November reading wrap up, I'll let you know which bingo I got. So I have a description here of all of the different squares. And I'm just going to pull the books randomly off my shelf right here behind me. And like I said, this is just going to be willy-nilly. Not that I'm professional normally, but this is going to be just really, really not professional. All right, so the first square says Cozy Town, to pick and read a book that is set in a small town. I'm not sure if my books or any of the ones that I chose are set in a small town, so I left that one blank. But please, if you've read any of these books that I'm about to show you and you say, yeah, I think that that would definitely fall under a small town setting, let me know and I can add it to this square. The next square says Halloween Lives On. To read a book with a spooky or supernatural vibe, let's extend Halloween as long as possible. So for that one, I chose the book that one of the books that I was going to read last month for spooky. And that is 19 Claws and a Blackbird by Augustina Bazterrica. I read Tender is the Flesh in October by her, and I can't wait to give you a review on it. So this is going to be the book that I choose for Halloween Lives On. All right, so next up I have an N.K. Jemisin book here. This particular one is The City We Became. And I'm going to read this book for a serious reader, and that prompt says to start a new series. I also have the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, so I'm not sure which one of these I'll get to, but I have not read anything by her yet, and I'm really itching to. So this is going to be in the the serious reader square. Whoops, that one just fell. Hold on. Okay. Maybe there will be a little bit of editing in this video. The next one is one that's been on my list for a long time. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. This one is going to fall under the category of comfort food. And that is a book with food or something edible on the cover or in the title. So there we go. Peaches. Even though I don't like peaches, they're edible to some people. All right, next, this one is going to actually fall in 2 squares. Radiant Sin, need to catch up with this series. She's like just pumping them out so fast I can't keep up. And everything I really, really like that I've read in this series. Normally, Katie Robert, a lot of the other stuff that she reads is just a little too much for me. But at least these ones seem to also have a good plot along with all their smut. So this one falls under Dark Chocolate, which is to read a book with romance. And it also falls under Cinnamon, which is to read a book that is your level of spicy. So this will be, and this could also fall under another category that I have, which is continuing a series, but that's okay. I'm going to stick it just in those 2 categories. All right, this next one is In an Absent Dream. This is the 4th book in the Wayward Children series, and I actually have this one under a lot. So I have this one under Are You Serious, which is to read a book in a series, because like I said, this is the 1st book in the series. Hey, stop it. I also have this under Snuggle Alert, which is to read something that is gives you the warm fuzzies. Because every single book that I've read in this series is so heartwarming and I love it and I can't recommend it enough. Let's see. I also have this in the year is almost over category, which is to read a book that you bought or received this year. And I just bought this one about a month ago. And yeah, so I think that that's all for this one. I have a lot of books on the list because obviously I'm not going to get to all of them, but I need to have enough on there so that I get a bingo. My dogs are literally barking at nothing. Be quiet, please. And one of my dogs is staring at the wall. So maybe there's a ghost. All right. So the next book that I'm going to stick on here is Lisa Jewell. None of this is true. This is the Book of the Month edition one. Let's see. So this one's going to fit under Dark Nights. So this square says, the nights are longer and darker. Read a mystery, thriller, or suspense book. This is also going to fall under Oh, What a Year, which is to read a book that was released in the current year. And I think that's it for this one. So this one's going to fall under 2 squares. All right. This one I think also falls under a few squares. So this is Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. That's a thick one. I don't know if I'm going to get to this one or not. But this is the 2nd book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. So this one is going to fall under, let's see, where do I have it? I guess I only have this under 1. So this one is going to be The Year is Almost Over. Read a book that you bought or received this year. So I guess I could also put this in the read a series or continue a series. So we'll see if I get to that one. All right, let's see what's next. I've got way too many papers here. Let's see if I can eliminate some of these. Okay, next I have Percy Jackson, The Chalice of the Gods. This is the brand new Percy Jackson. I just finished Blood of Olympus. So I'm excited to go ahead and jump into this one. I have this one in the Are You Serious square, which is read a book in a series. And I think that's the only square that I have this one in. So yeah, there we go. Okay, let's see. This one is Parable of the Talents. This was actually on my TBR for last month, and I didn't get to it. And let's see. Do I have this one? So apparently I have this in my stack, but I did not have this on my list. But this could definitely be a book I've had for a long time, or to finish or to continue a series. This one would finish out the duology. This is Octavia E. Butler. We'll see if I get to that one. All right, only a few more left. All right, so The Bride Test. I have this one. This is the second book in the Kiss Quotient series. And I have this one listed as So Long 2023. This is to read a book that you've had on your TBR for a long time. This one actually also may fit under the cornucopia one, which is to mood read a book of your choice. And usually when I do a mood read, it's a book that's a little bit easier to follow after I've read something that's kind of complicated or has a lot of world building. So this one could also fall into this one. And also this was on my TBR for last month and I did not get to it. All right, I got to move some books around here. Let's see. This is another one that I did not get to on my TBR for October. And I know I keep saying that I didn't get to this in October, but I actually did get to a lot of them. My TBR for October was just really long, and I ended up reading a lot of books that weren't on it. So this is T.J. Klune's Under the Whispering Door, and I have this one listed as the square Jump in a Leaf Pile, which is to read a book with a plant, a tree, a forest, a flower on the cover or in the title. So obviously there are some trees there. And then I also have this one listed under the square that says Grateful. Read a book about something that you're grateful for. And obviously there's a house here, and I am very grateful for my house. This is going to be one of my top priorities for this bingo game and for the month of November, because I've had it forever and I've been wanting to read it for a very long time. Okay, next is Sweet Potato Pie. That is to read a book that you think will be a sweet read. So this one's recommended by my daughter. This is boyfriend material. And I have had this. I've been telling her that I'm going to read this for a long time. So I think this one's going to be a sweet read. All right, looks like I only have 2 left. Oh, yes, 2 left. All right, so this next one is The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. I don't really know a lot about this, except for that the lady on the cover reminded me of myself, and I thought it was really cute, and it was bargain priced at, where? Books A Million, probably? I'm not sure. So this is The Bookish Life of Nina Hill, and I have this one under the square of Corn Maze, which is to read a corny or a humorous book. I don't really know if this is corny or humorous, but it looks like it could be. So we'll see. Maybe I have this in the wrong square, but we'll find out. And the last one I have is Wayward. And I have this one for the square Scarecrows, which is to read a book with a bird or a feather on the cover or in the title. So there's a crow. And I also have this in none other. That's it. That's the only one. This is the book of the month edition. I do not have a book listed for the Harvest Moon Square, which is to read a book with a moon or witches in the title on the cover or as a topic. But this one actually would fit that category. So I'm going to stick this one also on the Harvest Moon category. I don't have a selection for the Phone a Friend square, which is to get a book recommendation from a friend, because I don't have friends that read. And I also don't have a book on the Scarves and Boots square, which is to read a book whose cover matches your outfit. I didn't know what I was going to wear. My brain is not together enough to fulfill that category. And it looks like, okay, so the other square is the square, and that's just to read a book in peace and quiet. So I'm sure I can manage that sometime this month. And then the other one that I didn't talk about is the Family Dinner Square. because I don't have that book with me. I'm listening to it on audio. So that is going to be Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. And like I said, I'm listening to that one. That's the second book in the Raven cycle. And I think that's it. So that is my November TBR. I'll have all the information listed below for all of my social media, and for the link to the Etsy store, and the link to the video that explains the game a little bit more. Anyways, that's it. That's all I have for you, and I'll see you next month.